Executive Deni Robinson.
Do you remember the last time you were at an event? I know we are at one right now, but I want you to think of one of the bigger events you've ever attended. I want you to think of the room you were in. Do you have that visual? Now I want you to picture what 84% of that room looks like. That's almost the whole room. You know, here's what statistics say. 84% of people hold on to an irrational fear that is keeping them from being successful. Have you ever been terrified? Scared of what the future might look like? Well, I have been too. And so in that room that you're seeing in your mind, do you think you were part of that 84%? I don't think you were. I want to suggest that you, because you were there in that room and because you are here in this one, wherever you are, you fall into that other 16%, the ones who will not let fear limit them. My ASEA family, I suffer from TB, true believerism. I believe in myself and I believe in the dreams of others. It has become my passion, purpose, and my joy to help others bring forth their inherent greatness, leverage it into abundance, and live life to its fullest expression. Stick with me and I will show you how. You know, statistics say I shouldn't be here. I grew up in a very small town and started my business in a different small town. And maybe there are reasons you think that you shouldn't be here either, but here we are. This is what the ASEA family looks like, the true believers. The other 16%, we are the ones who are working on building our dreams. We no longer have a rational fear. Now, we may be a little scared, maybe even terrified. What the future might look like, I've been there too. And I'm going to tell you about that. And I'm going to tell you how to get from this point to where you want to be by becoming more. You know, one of the things I am so grateful for is failure. Now, I know that sounds strange, but one of the greatest epic fails we hear about all the time is the great inventor Thomas Edison trying to invent the light bulb. It took him 10,000 attempts to get it right. And do you know what he said about that? I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Let me ask you this. How many of you are learning on some days maybe how not to build your ASEA business? Is it okay if you and I right now in this conversation have a little talk about becoming, about being willing to do it, to being scared and doing it anyway? When you see where I started, where I came from, most people would have bet against me. Most people would have put me in that 84%. So perhaps you're a little like me. Is there anyone betting against you? Let me show you where I started.
Hey, this is Ed Weens. I'm here with Dan Doyle, and we're driving through some pretty desolate country here in Wyoming. And you can see straight ahead, there's a sign here that tells you we're coming up to a little town called Thane, Thayne. Population 366. Look around. Look over here. Fields over here. Pretty desolate. 366 people in this town. I don't know how many people lived here, 25, 30 years ago, but there was a young lady in this town back then that somehow got a dream to do more and to be bigger and to have more than this town could probably ever provide. So she joined the network marketing company, and from this town earned her first bonus car. Her first bonus car. Have any idea how many dirt roads she must have driven, how many presentations she must have done up and down these country roads and these farmhouses. And that young lady today has grown up in this industry and has well over 100,000 people in her organization. Dan Doyle and I are part of that organization, and this is the town that launched the great Deni Robinson some years ago from Thayne, Wyoming. I don't care where you live. If you're starting out, you can do great things. It doesn't matter how small the town, how desolate the place. It just matters how big your dream and how much ambition you have. So Deni, thanks for catching the vision for network marketing in this little tiny dinky white spot in the road way back when, because Dani Doyle and I today are benefactors, and thousands of people around the world that the ripple effect of your involvement, your vision, your success has branched out and touched the world, and we're part of that, and we thank you.
Just over 350 people. Some of you are sitting in a neighborhood or an apartment complex that has more people in it than my whole town did. But my father raised me saying, Deni, you can have anything you want in life if you're willing to work for it. And I believed him. You know, I started off in 4-H at 9 years of age. I started riding horses as soon as I could walk. And even at a young age, I understood the importance of confidence in myself and how that affected my outcome. I had a 4-H leader who once told me, Deni, you earn your blue ribbons at home, you simply pick them up at the shows. Write that down in your notebook right now. You earn your blue ribbons at home. And now, right now, I want you, as you draw that picture of your notebook, in your notebook, I want to show you something. I've got one of those with me here right now. Now, this is actually from the Ravalli County Fair, dated August 27th, 1978. And I was actually a grand champion in the trail riding class. Now, some of you have picked up a blue ribbon or a purple ribbon in this business as well. If you've prospected someone and told the ASEA story, enrolled a new friend, done a fast forward, rank advanced, gone to an ASEA event, I want you to put check marks next to that blue ribbon. Now, don't forget, you earn those blue ribbons at home. And right now, that's the only place that we can earn them, isn't it? Everything has been virtual. And oh, by the way, put a check next to that ribbon for attending this amazing company, Webvention. You know, we pick up blue ribbons at events like this through recognition, and sometimes we pick up our blue ribbons with an increase in our paycheck. I got started in direct sales as a young 20-year-old mother. At 19 and a half, I was married with a child and living in a 40-foot travel trailer in that small little town that you just saw. You want to talk about hashtag do it scared and do it anyway. Every single one of us has a reason to do this business and also a reason to be scared. I know what it feels like to think, what do I do? What do I do? Well, you do it scared and you do it anyway. Here's what I want to tell you. I got obsessed about becoming a better version of myself. I always had a vision for my children to have a better life than how I was raised, and that gave me the strength to keep pushing towards and achieving that vision. Sometimes it was so hard to leave my 4 little children to do a meeting when they were latched onto my leg, crying and literally begging me not to leave. They could not see that I was crying too. I often questioned myself if what I was doing was right. Can you relate to that? Do you ever question yourself? What's your biggest fear? Now, I don't mean I'm afraid of spiders or I'm afraid of heights. I'm talking about the thing that rolls around in the back of your mind. It keeps you up at night and it sabotages you from dreaming bigger. Because if you want to change, you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. Because no challenge, no change. You might have to do it scared and do it anyway. That's what I did because of the vision of what I wanted for my children and for my family. I had a deep and compelling why. I always use that as a motivator to go after my dreams and not as an excuse not to. It was my motivator to become more. What do you want to become in your business right now? A better prospector, a better follow-upper, a better leader, better at giving recognition, or a brand new diamond? Well, I'm here to tell you that you can become all of that. All you need is a decision. How bad do you want it? And are you willing to be uncomfortable to get it? Decide what is important to you and build your life around that answer. I don't know if you have heard, but the word decision comes from a Latin word meaning cut off. I cut off all of the other options. I made a whatever it takes decision. I decided to become something better than what I was. So my friends, what are you willing to give up to get where you want to be? You have to be willing to give up old ideas and old habits that are holding you down. The mantra of always bettering ourselves runs deep through the veins of this amazing company. We are leading the charge globally in cellular health and setting the stage for the world. Our culture is one of working and growing together to live our very best lives. Now is the time for each of us to step up. So no matter where in the world you are watching this today, between college classes, with friends, home with your children, during your lunch hour, or with your teams, I want you to say, I am ready to become more, so loud that your dog should look at you funny because you are saying it with such conviction. Say that with me. I am ready to become more. Becoming more takes conviction, but it also takes vision. See, I learned you don't get what you want, you get what you can see. Because if you can't see it, it probably won't happen. How many of you aren't sure how to get to the next level, how to get to the next rank? Because right now there is a gap between where you are and where you want to be. And what do you do about that gap? Well, here's a little secret. Don't look at the gap. You don't have to know how, you just have to know. You keep placing one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, moving into everything with high intention and low attachment. What you do repeatedly and consistently becomes your future. So what do I mean by that? Don't get too attached to the outcome. I never let someone's 5-second no steal my joy. I go forward with vision, conviction, and intention. Because I know that there are people out there, just like I was, who are hoping and praying for a difference in their life, and they just don't know yet that it's going to come in a beautiful blue bottle of ASEA. I'm going to ask you right now to look at what you've already become, what you've already accomplished. You have been through 100% of the bad days of your life. You have already defeated your past, and now you just have to leave it. You simply have to focus on where you're going, because your current circumstances are the result of yesterday's thinking, yesterday's decisions, and yesterday's actions. You get to hit the reset button every single day. So instead of continuing patterns that don't serve you, please choose new empowering thoughts. Make powerful decisions, always taking small steps in that new direction. And I want you to expand your imagination and think bigger than you've ever allowed yourself to think. I promise it's going to feel a little unrealistic to you, but you're going to what? Hashtag do it anyway. Because striving to live your best life, it's not easy. It's tempting to settle for just enough. But settling for less than your best lulls your heart into a false sense of completion, while deep down within you, something still burns and yearns for growth. This is your best life trying to reach you. And here's another secret. Nobody ever wants to do the hard work. Most people are not willing to pay the price. But the ones who succeed, that's us. We hashtag do it anyway. We do it scared, we do it tired. We do it discouraged, we do it sore. We do it when people say it can't be done. We do it when we'd rather be having fun, and we do it on cold days, hot days. We do it in very small towns. We do it in very big cities. We do it nervous, we do it busy, we do it bored, but we just do it. Think about becoming more abundant, helping more people, becoming a version of yourself that you just can't imagine right now. Because I have found that the world within you will create the world around you. Now, the goal isn't about being somebody else. This is about becoming the very best version of you. When I decided I wanted to become more than my circumstances of what you saw, my world shifted, and yours will also. Don't measure yourself with someone else's ruler, because remember, comparison is the thief of joy. Your only competition is who you were yesterday. It will make you bitter, resentful, and unproductive. My friends, I love being part of ASEA. I live it, I breathe it, and I sign myself up every single day. I make a decision every day, and even on the hard days, and yes, I have them. You know, here's a little version of myself I've been working on that I wanted to share with you. I recently decided I was going to learn to wake surf. And let me tell you, I have had epic fails, bruises, and sore muscles. Now, just like in life and in your sea of business, most people see the glory, but they don't know the story behind the success of others. When I posted a video on Facebook of me surfing, I had thousands of views and friends telling me how great I did. But here's the real story of my success. Here's a little giggle for you. You know, sometimes you fall on your face, sometimes you spin out of control, but the most important thing is to get back up and keep trying every single day. Failure is not falling down and making a mistake, it's stopping. Stopping is the failure. And as with anything in life, there is pain in the process, but there is pleasure in the payoff. The discomfort that you face is the currency of your dreams. Now, let me say that again. The discomfort that you face is the currency of your dreams. You know, no one was watching me but my family and my friends in the boat. So let me ask you right now, who is in your boat? Who is telling you to get back up? And who are you telling, you've got this, get back up? Because even if you don't feel like you're there yet, you keep acting as if. My actions in my business and in surfing were bigger than my current results. And do you know what that did? It elevated my results. You know, our founder, Tyler Norton, has said, sometimes the greatest thing to come out of your hard work isn't what you get for it, it's what you become. And I believed him. I have found that the master key to your ultimate success in building your network marketing business will be the person you become. Network marketing doesn't care about your past. Quite frankly, whether you've come from Yale or from jail, it is the great equalizer. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, or your level of education. It obliterates the age, race, and gender gap. You know, I have always looked at the possibility of succeeding, not the probability, because the life that I am now able to live with only having a PhD, a public high school diploma, 28 people in my graduating class. Remember, very small town, the likelihood of living this life, it wasn't very high. I strongly believe that it all starts with believing that it is possible for you. I have learned that you've got to think it, you've got to speak it, you've got to boldly believe and declare that it is possible for you. Not just for the other people that you see walk across the stage and pick up their blue ribbons, because you believe it and then you act. You fill in that gap with the things you're doing every single day, earning your blue ribbons at home, earning your blue ribbons day by day when no one is watching and there are no accolades. Remember, the world does not hand out milestones. You have to earn them. So let me ask you, do you want it more than you fear it? Are you ready to turn doubt into determination? So what do you see for yourself, my friends? What is your vision of who you will become? Because I have found that imagination is everything. Albert Einstein said, visualization is more important than knowledge. People tell me all the time they have a hard time visualizing. I want to tell you a little story. Years ago, I remember being out on a run, and I was visualizing so clearly walking across stage as a brand new diamond. I saw myself getting a hug from Virtus and from other leaders that I loved and respected. I could see it so clearly and so precisely. I was bent over and I was overcome with love and emotion and tears. But I had to compose myself and bring myself back up, because in reality, I was just Deni, the bronze, being paid at Director 700. But that vision for my future propelled me. I have found that your mind must reach your destination before your body does. So do me a favor, close your eyes. What could that experience be for you? I want you to take it in. What does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does it look like? What would happen to your life if you stepped into that power completely, unapologetically, and became who you truly are meant to be? My friends, I believe in you. Do you believe in you? That just gave me chills. I hope that this event helps you see a little bit better vision of you becoming more, you becoming what you see. I think you all know this amazing gentleman. One of the things that attracted me to this business was his vision. Vertus grabbed my hand one day, looked into my eyes and said, Deni, what this will be in a few months and a few years and many years down the road, you just can't even imagine. And I believed him, and I took action. Having vision makes you very attractive to other people, because we all know that people of accomplishment rarely sat back and let it happen. Please always be a vigilant steward of your vision. There will then be a tipping point moment where you will not be able to stop what you have created. Tipping point moments are when you have done what needs to happen and literally a momentum has kicked into place, an inflection has happened, and you can't stop it. Just as Vertus had imagined for this company and is happening right now. Let me show you some of the tipping points in my life. These are some of my teams from around the world. A young girl who started her journey in a town of just over 350 now has people in over 35,000 cities around the world. Unbelievable. There was a tipping point for me when I started my first team, and then another, and then another, and then it started spanning the globe. It kept tipping in my favor, and it can for you as well, because I see it happening every single day. Here at ASEA, we have a home for everyone. More success for more people, a product that changes people's lives. A compensation plan that pays you well for your efforts and lets you play to your skill set, all while becoming more. You know, Alan will like this. There's an old Irish saying, may the rest of your yesterdays be the worst of your tomorrows. See, I made that decision every single day that I was going to have a better tomorrow. Remember, you are always going to have to think bigger and bolder than you've ever thought before. I want to leave you with one last quote from Thomas Edison. He said, remember, 10,000 attempts for just one success. He said many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. You right now, being here, remember, success is tipping in your favor. You're at this event. You're taking notes. You're not looking at the gap. You're looking at what success looks like. You are part of that 16%. I want to remind you of all the blue ribbons that you've gotten in the past and that you've earned today. I want to remind you that you have already done it scared and you've done it anyway. And I'm so very proud of you. I wish you all the success that you believe you deserve and are willing to work for, because together we are becoming more. Thank you.